What a time to be a Barcelona fan. The summer heat isn't the only thing rising, so is the anticipation for the new season.
Absolutely.
We've got some, well, incredibly interesting insights today into what's brewing behind the scenes.
Yeah, we do.
And we're going to pull back the curtain on 4 sort of critical areas that will define their preseason.
And really set the stage for what promises to be, well, a pretty thrilling year.
That's right. We're diving deep today, aren't we?
We are. Into Barcelona's preseason preparations. We've sifted through some fascinating sources.
And the mission?
Well, the mission is to give you the most important nuggets of knowledge. A real shortcut, you know.
A shortcut to being properly informed about the immediate future of, let's face it, one of the world's biggest football clubs.
Cutting through all the noise to get to what truly matters.
And what truly matters, well, it starts now because Hansi Flick's second season. It officially kicks off this Monday.
And expectations are sky high, especially after last season's domestic treble.
Yeah, they've firmly established themselves, haven't they, as one of the best teams on the planet.
Definitely entering this season as favorites. Pretty much on all fronts.
Expected to go all the way.
For sure. And that preseason tour in Asia, then, it's key. More than just friendlies.
It's about laying the foundation. So we'll be looking at 4 key areas.
4 areas you absolutely need to keep your eye on.
Okay, let's start right at the back then. The goalkeeping dynamics. This looks like a major talking point.
It really does. For years, Marc-Andre ter Stegen was, synonymous with the Barcelona goal.
He'll be remembered for that golden era. First choice, undisputed.
But the narrative seems to be shifting now, doesn't it?
It does. Our sources suggest he's looked out of sorts and unconvincing, and for a long period, apparently.
Yeah, leading to widespread protests against his de facto starting role. That's a pretty strong wording.
Against a player of his stature. It really is.
And since Flick has, well, taken notice, he acted decisively this summer.
Pushing hard for Joan Garcia.
The very same. Who was, and let's be honest, La Liga's best goalkeeper last season. That's quite the claim.
And now he's at the club, so his debut, that's got to be one of the big things to watch in preseason.
Probably the most anticipated event, I'd say. And what's really striking is the long-term view here.
You mean the idea that he could be the #1 for years?
Exactly. Garcia's being touted to potentially occupy that spot for the coming decades.
Oh, so it'll be fascinating to see how he adapts, how quickly he settles in.
How he makes his presence felt, delivers those vital saves,
So, with this big move for Garcia, what does that actually mean for ter Stegen right now?
Well, that's the million-dollar question, isn't it?
If Flick sidelines him in preseason, is that it?
Our sources suggest that, well, ter Stegen is insisting he wants to stay. He's digging his heels in.
Yeah.
But if Flick does bench him during these preseason games, it could very well be the signal.
The signal that his cycle has ended. That's what the source says.
Precisely. And for you, the listener, this isn't just swapping one keeper for another.
No, it's about Flick's whole vision, right? For the defense.
Exactly. Garcia's profile, aggressive off his line, comfortable sweeping up. It fits Flick's system.
It's a high-pressing style.
Yes. It could unlock a more proactive, dominant style right from the back. It's about redefining their defensive solidity, a foundational shift.
Okay, so from the established stars, let's shift focus to the future.
La Masia.
Preseason is always La Masia's annual showcase, isn't it? The excitement around who's next, it's always there.
It's a cherished tradition, definitely. Every year, fans get excited. It's the audition time.
Young talents trying to prove their worth, make that case for the first team.
And it's a tradition with a proven track record. We've seen some big names come through this way.
Oh, yeah. Thinking of Alejandro Balde, Gavi, Fermin Lopez. They all made that leap after preseason, didn't they?
They absolutely did. Became regular starters.
Yeah.
And last season, it was Marc Casado and Marc Bernal who caught the eye.
So who's in the frame this year? Flick's taking a group to the U.S., right?
He is. 8 young players have been selected. A special lineup of talents ready to impress.
Okay, so give us some names. Who should we be watching really closely this time around?
Right. Keep an eye out for Landry Fire, Joffrey Torrance,
Okay.
Tony Fernandez, Gil Fernandez, Ibrahim Diarra, and Jan Virgili as well.
That's quite a list.
It is. They'll all get their chance to audition, try and convince the manager.
And do the sources give any hints about what Flick might be looking for specifically?
Well, they suggest that given the team's current sort of needs, a fullback and a left winger are most likely to appeal to Flick.
Makes sense.
But, any player could just hit the ball out of the park, couldn't they?
Yeah.
Demand a role based purely on quality.
Absolutely. It's that buzz, isn't it? Seeing a raw talent emerge like Gavi or Balde, you just know.
Yeah, you feel like you're seeing the start of something big.
And for you, the listener, watching these La Masia kids emerge, it gives you those aha moments, the thrill of discovering future stars.
Before they become household names. It's part of what makes Barcelona so special, right?
Totally agree. Okay, moving on from the future stars, let's talk tactical evolution.
Right, specifically in attacking midfield. Flick seems to have a new blueprint in mind.
It links back to the Nico Williams pursuit earlier this summer, doesn't it?
It does. That whole chase was pretty much justified by the idea that, okay, Williams plays wide left.
And Rafinha, who starred there last season.
Exactly. Rafinha moves more central into that attacking midfield role.
Now, the Williams saga itself, well, it ended in heartbreak for Barca.
It did. But our source suggests Flick is unlikely to change the tactical tweaky plans just because of that one failure.
Interesting, especially as they're still hunting for a new left winger, apparently.
Right. So what becomes really interesting to watch in preseason is the manager's idea for that attacking midfield position.
With a special focus maybe on Dani Olmo, who they're linked with, and Rafinha.
Precisely. And you have to consider the Lewandowski factor, too.
How so?
Well, he's 1 year older, isn't he? And the feeling is he's unlikely to play as a regular starter week in and week out.
So they need alternatives, different ways to set up the attack.
Exactly. Alternate setups are becoming a must, not just a nice to have. It's a strategic imperative.
So Flick exploring Olmo or Rafinha centrally, it's more than just rotation.
Oh, yeah. It feels like a strategic pivot, maybe moving away from always having that fixed central striker.
Towards something more fluid, more unpredictable.
That seems to be the idea. Something that can break down those stubborn deep blocks more effectively. Reduce the reliance on just one focal point up top.
So whether we see Rafinha shifting inside or maybe Olmo used as a false nine?
Whatever shape it takes, the idea of seeing a setup with more versatility, more creativity, it's genuinely fascinating to follow.
And for you listening, understanding these tactical shifts, it's key, isn't it?
Absolutely. It helps you appreciate how Barça plans to keep that offensive power going.
And how they'll adapt to the challenges of the long, really grueling season.
It's not just moving pieces around.
No.
It's about giving Flick options to, create a bit of beautiful chaos.
Love that. Okay, finally, let's turn our attention to what many might say is the biggest challenge.
The center-back conundrum.
Yeah, defensive stability, the futures of several key players. It's all up in the air a bit.
Well, the sources point out that of all the departments, the center-back line slightly ran out of gas towards the end of last season.
And that exposed some serious defensive lapses. We saw that, didn't we?
We did, and it ties into that high line they used.
Which worked brilliantly for a while.
Perfectly implemented,
Yeah.
Almost. But then opponents started figuring it out, didn't they?
Decoding it. And suddenly, that high line was getting broken far more often as the season closed out.
Which is a huge strategic headache for Flick heading into the new season.
So what's his plan? What do the insights suggest he needs to do?
Well, Flick pretty much has to plan an alternative system or readjust his backline. He can't risk the same thing happening again.
Especially not in Europe.
Exactly. So all eyes are on him. What ideas does he bring to provide more stability back there?
And it's complicated further by all the uncertainty around the players themselves, right?
Massively. You've got Ronald Araujo. His lowered release clause deadline is just days away.
Yeah.
Will he stay or go? Still uncertain.
Then Andreas Christensen?
He wants to stay, apparently.
Uh,
But management seems to be pointing him towards the exit door. Mixed signals there.
And Eric Garcia?
Hasn't renewed,
Yeah.
despite Flick reportedly wanting him to. So, yeah, lots of question marks.
So this preseason, it's massive for these guys personally, too.
Absolutely massive. For them to figure out where they stand in Flick's plans and then decide their futures based on that.
So for you, the listener, why does this center back situation matter so much?
Well, simply put, a strong defense is the bedrock. You can't win big trophies without it.
Especially competing at the highest level in Europe.
Exactly. So the decisions made here, the clarity Flick manages to bring to this whole department, it will directly impact Barcelona's ability to actually compete for those top honors.
Okay, wow. So we've just taken a real deep dive, haven't we, into this intricate world of Barcelona's preseason.
We have. From that potential new face in goal.
To the hopeful young talents coming through from La Masia.
The intriguing tactical shifts Flick might be planning in midfield.
And those absolutely crucial decisions looming over the defense.
Each one is a vital puzzle piece, really, for the team's success this year.
Definitely. So, as we wrap up this deep dive, here's something to think about.
Go on.
Given all these moving parts we've discussed, all the insights, what one surprising outcome maybe, or an unexpected breakout performance from this preseason?
Something we haven't really focused on in depth today.
Exactly. What one thing like that do you think could truly redefine Barcelona's season before it even properly begins?
That's a good one. Something for you all to mull over as the preseason finally kicks off.